We mad. What's up? Hello again, Assassinators. This is Super Ninja Austin back here in another video. In the next few minutes, with this time, it's something I've never done before, and that's making a wrestling news video in the nighttime. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I was too busy all day today, and it was because of outside podcast business, which had the important priorities come first. Like the old saying goes, first come, first serve. But yeah, I'm here making a news video after I just made my Monday Night Raw premiere on Netflix review video. Make sure to check that out. It was probably my latest best my latest best review video I've made yet, with me having enthusiasm because I totally enjoyed tonight's Raw. We saw the returns of both The Rock and John Cena, and some teasers from what's to come for WrestleMania, and some two very fantastic matches that tied the first place spot for the second straight time in a row from the SNA podcast, just like at Wrestle Kingdom when that Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd match, and the Zack Sabre Jr. Ricochet match got tied with the golden trophy of the night. But yeah. Now I'm here. I'm going to be talking about what exactly is going on in the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know from my homie's news article, and that is WrestleLamia. Yes, sir, and man, his article is going to debut here on the SNA podcast. I'm so happy that I can get a shout out to my boy, my fellow YouTuber, the WrestleLamia man. And I'm going to make his news story very intriguing, just like he does on his channel at WrestleLamia. Make sure to check him out. Just at WrestleLamia. I guess that's it. On his on the username, which I have on the link is in the description, right down below. So you can click on the icon where it says at WrestleLamia, and then take you to his channel, and you can watch any of his wildest news stories and rumors that you assassinators didn't know. But let's get started with one news, which we got a major update on CM Punk's contract. And what it says right here says it says right here, what will CM Punk's new deal look like in question? Well, CM Punk's current WWE deal is set to expire, hence why Punk is set to restructure his contract. According to Dave Meltzer on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, offered an update on this, and stated that what happened when CM Punk came in, they had a short-term deal, which is expiring now. Now there are rollovers in the deals, there's not a hurry that they have to sign him because the deal goes longer, but they knew all along that right around now would be when they would be renegotiating any deals. It wasn't kind of known that was going to happen. Now everyone is getting along fine. There's nothing wrong with it or anything like that. He's just hammering down the terms that everyone knew that they were going to do at a certain point, which is now just a basically get everyone back on the page, because they both know where they be. The news regarding Punk's WWE contractual status was first reported by Wrestle Purist, who stated, I can tell you right now that he is in a process of trying to get his deal restructured, from a money and years standpoint. Punk's legitimate stance right now is if all goes well, like I will never leave that. Leave that's his legitimate standpoint. Like he wants to be here. Like forever is the actual word to use, or the actual word that he used. Like that's what been stated by wrestler purists. And it says right here, Punk is now set to have his first match, singles match on a PLE in over a decade. Like, what am I talking about? No, I'm gonna move on to the next slide. But yeah, but I'm gonna ask you, like, what do you think his contract status is? Like, do you think, and what do you think what his and what do you think what his contract is looking like in yeah WWE's thus far, and what's it looking like in the future of? But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. What something tells me it's gonna be a long-term deal. And next up, we got Anthony Khan, addresses like Brian Danielson's future in AEW, and it says right here, interesting like comments to say the very least. Like, is AEW president Anthony Khan recently appeared on the Rich E- the Essence show, and like one of the names that the AEW president discussed was the legendary American Dragon Brian Danielson himself. Here's what he had to say on the matter. Like we have so many great captains on this team, and that's what's really exciting. Like we have great leadership, like great people here, and nobody greater. I think it's fair to say Brian Danielson is a huge part of the company. I can't say how much time Brian has left in the ring, but he has said this will be his final year, and this is gonna be the year Brian hangs them up from up as a full time wrestling at that point. Like it's gonna be a sad day for pro wrestling and for me personally. But it's great to be able to have Brian like that. I can't call and talk to and have in the locker room with us every week. Anthony Khan then went on to state that he hopes that Danielson in AEW for the rest of stays in AEW for the rest of his life. And he added absolutely 100%. I hope Brian will stay here for the rest of his life, and I know he's planning to stay with us for a long time going forward as part of the company. I would want Brian to stay with us as a humanly possible. And it says right here, it would certainly be a huge get for AEW if Danielson takes on a backstage role in this company. whilst this would be beneficial to Khan and AEW, there are no doubt a portion of fans who would ideally like to see Danielson return to WWE and sign a Legends deal. But what are your thoughts on this matter? Do you think that Bryan Danielson is going to stick around in AEW, or do you think he's going to just retire and not just do any capacities in the company, and even if it's non-wrestling roles? Or do you think he's gonna go? He's gonna stay in the company, or maybe even go to WWE? Just give me your comments down below. But I think even if he does retire in AEW, I think he's gonna be brought some kind of non-wrestling roles that he can work on in the company. So yeah, never count that. I never count the American Dragon out. But next up, we got the Miz talks about the of a babyface run. And should Miz turn heel in question? This is from half a year ago. So sorry, Lamia. I'm not trying to embarrass you. Trying to find the latest news. I thought these were latest, but guess I made a huge blunder on that. Any latest news of 2025? Latest wrestling news articles. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can. I'm sorry, Wrestle Lamia, I couldn't find anything that's up to date. So I'm just gonna move on to Wrestle Lamia right now. So I'm gonna, I mean, not wrestle. I mean, go on to What Culture Wrestling. I, uh, even though like, even excuse me, even though like I'm gonna talk about that probably tomorrow, but I'm still gonna talk about more stuff from What Culture Wrestling. So stay tuned for that. But it's kind of this is kind of similar to like WrestleZone or Sportskeeda, like the way What Culture have their articles. And I'm sorry, WrestleLamia, I thought that we already have stuff like updated like on like for now. I know it's been half a year like since that or the new something from the news article been published onto the website. But moving on, we got WWE signs a long-term partnership deal with Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer, like Real American Beer branding, like to featuring like on WWE's ring mat, like following the new Hulk Hogan deal. It says new signed like WWE has signed a multi-year agreement with Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer, like that will see the brand like logo like printed on the ring mat, like for every episode of Monday Night Raw. Like in the press release, like announcing the move, like WWE confirmed like that the Real American Beer partnership starts like with started off with tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Beyond the ring branding of Real American Beer theme, the short like form of content will be distributed like via WWE's digital platforms, like as as part of the agreement, like WWE has acquired a majority ownership stake, like in Real American Beer, like though like no financial terms like have been disclosed. Hulk Hogan announced like he was entering like the beer industry last June, telling Fox News, it didn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. It doesn't matter what sex you are, like doesn't matter what race you are, like where you're from, like what you believe in. Like I've got beer that's going to bring America back together, one beer at a time. PW Insider reported like a Sunday that on Sunday that Hogan like was like scheduled to appear on tonight's Raw, which he did, and I already told you that on my last video review. My review when they debuted on Netflix. Yeah, he was basically promoting his the new partnership he has with WWE with his beer and for WWE, I having partial rights to and to licensing the product, like I would convince you of getting that, getting yourself a can or two, or like what are your thoughts onto this? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But but yeah, it showed that it's all it is like they did use the logo. They had Fortnite, I believe Prime Energy. What's the other ones? Real American Beer and what other like sponsors that's on there? There's plenty of others. I just cannot remember at the moment. But But next up, we got some backstage heat, like on on AEW Stars with a capital plural, like with bad news for La Faction in Nabo, like fans. And it said like it's been like an incredibly stop-start run for La Faction ingobernable like in AEW like but like left field like pairing like with Jake Roberts like in the second half of the year like suggested a renewed like TV focus like for the faction. Like it says, however, bar the Beast Mortals, like it's now approaching 2 months. Like since anyone any other members of the LFI like have been in AEW action. For those wondering why like we haven't seen like Roosh like or Jalistico in a little while, like and according to Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp notes that how there is heat like on the pair uh, following their match against Richard Holiday and Alec Price, like on the November 15th edition of AEW Rampage. I taped on November 13th, like that tagged bout like was a fairly standard 3 minute squash. And it was it was won by Rush and Julistico in a moment like with a unpaired thought as well. Unpaired though, like Holiday was stomped like on post match like by the LFI men like while he was like being checked on by a doctor. The check was a legitimate one, like by a legitimate doctor who was legitimately angry at Rush and Jalistico. As such, two like the two now like have been heat on them like in their actions like prior to the Lefection in the Ingo Burnable Ingo but yeah like we're like scheduled like to beat the Acclaim on the 16th November edition of AEW Collision, like which would have which had in turn seen like the group like will earn themselves a spot on AEW Full Gear like on 2024 card. Like instead, like plans were changed like in that Collision contest like saw Roosh and the Beast Mortals lose to the Acclaim, most specifically Anthony Bowens and Max Caster, as alluded like to. Uh, uh, as alluded to, Beast Mortals like has remained a regular part of AEW programming throughout like the end of 2024 and into 2025, like including being a part of the Continental Classics. And any heart is seemingly just on Russian Julistico. But what are your thoughts on to their absence? And do you think it's because of backstage heat? Like, and is it because of this particular that's been announced by NJPW? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But I hope that they do get some TV time and hopefully that they won't be absent for long. But next up, we got some super duper intriguing news before we end this video, and that is NJPW is interested in Baron Corbin. Could 2025 bring a Baron Corbin run in the Tokyo-based company, also known as New Japan Pro Wrestling, in question? As we continue to take our first steps like into 2025, could this be the year that Baron Corbin gets a run in like in New Japan Pro Wrestling in question? Crazier things have happened before, like which anything is possible. in that scenario. And it says, and according to Fightful Select's according to Fightful Select, Corbin, real name Tom Pestock, like the yeah, which is someone who NJPW has shown interest in bringing so much so there has been contact between the two parties, although it's not known how sorry I mean how not sorry how not sorry they're not known how serious these talks have been at the stage, with several New Japan talents existing contracts soon to expire, and with noted outside interest in some of stars. The promotion is looking at a new names. It could bring in and on that front, the former WWE United States champion appears to be name being considered. Despite reports he's been released by WWE in November 1st, January saw Tom Pestock take a take to X to confirm he was now officially a free agent, as the 40-year-old former football player explained he hadn't actually been released by WWE last year, but more it was a case of them opting not to renew his contract, which subsequently expired at the turn of 2025. Most recently, Pestock was backstage at the AEW World's End show backstage alongside with TNA wrestling star what's his name, AJ Francis, and what are your thoughts? And do you think we can see Baron Corbin could go to New Japan? And do you think with him asking these questions is a confirmation of him not done in the wrestling business, even though he said he's probably completely done in the wrestling world, which that's the one thing. And the one thing about this sport, you should never say never, even when even if you are even if you are doing something else, you could never stay away from this business, especially if you like it so much. But if you're not really into wrestling, this is not the industry for you. But yeah, let's move on. We got Baron Corbin's time with WWE. Looking looking at the resume, and it says right here that with an extensive background in football and boxing, Tom Pestock signed with the WWE in 2012 and was soon given the Baron Corbin moniker by 2014. Corbin was a mainstay of NXT programming, amassing quite the impressive run of squash match victories as he developed the lone wolf persona. Corbin would make his main roster debut in as a spectacular fashion, winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 32. The very next night, I would see him turn up on WWE Raw, attacking Dolph Ziggler, and formally becoming a part of the Red Brands roster. And it says subsequently, years, I would see Baron Corbin becoming a constable, a constable, or not a constable, yeah. Become a Constable Corbin, King Corbin, Happy Corbin, switch between Raw, SmackDown, and even back to NXT. And when the United States Championship as well. And he also became partners with Braun Breaker by the end of 2023, beginning of last year, 2024. And they even win the NXT Tag Team Championship and the Dusty Rhodes Classics tournament, and win the Money in the Bank briefcase back in 2017. Infamously falling with his cash. Until Drew McIntyre did so at WrestleMania 38 in an era where every single finisher is kicked out of so frequently. It was genuinely refreshing to see a move protected in such a way. And it says right here, as for what's next in the pro wrestling career of Tom Pestock, a New Japan Pro Wrestling stint, is something likely few people had on their 2025 bingo cards. And while the two parties have only had early contact about that believing or becoming a reality, the prospect of Pestock in New Japan Pro Wrestling is absolutely an intriguing one. And do you think he could be showing up in NJPW very soon, when if the contracts are offered, or do you think he's gonna stay away from the wrestling business for a while and he's not going to be going anytime soon, or do you think he will be going soon? And if so, which company do you think it is going to be? NJPW, or do you think it could be an AEW, or it could be MLW, or could it be ROH? Could it be TNA? Just give me your opinions in the comments below. And I guess that'll be it for now on the SNA podcast with the wildest and intriguing news stories. Remember that you Assassinators need to do, with a couple of them being from a few months ago from Lamia, while the rest was from What Culture. If I had to pick one, even though it's kind of biased, but I would give it to I'll say What Culture's speculations about Baron Corbin being possibly contacted with New Japan and maybe even getting an offer for him. But I hope. But if he does join New Japan, I wish him the best of luck and hopefully he finds some success. Maybe something that he was probably missing in WWE, and right the wrongs that he was wronged in his time in WWE. Let me know in the comments down below. But I hope y'all all enjoyed the video, and if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button. Consider hit the subscribe and the post notification bell as well for more SNA videos. And yeah, shout out to my boys, What Culture Wrestling and WrestleLamia, with the wrestling news articles. Yeah, and make sure to check out my NXT review video, which is going to be the New Year's Evil edition, which will be a little bit earlier than today. When they go, yeah. When the show is going at a normal time, of course. I'll say, it's gonna be right after it goes off the air, just on Monday Night Raw went to Netflix, and yeah, that was a very great Monday Night Raw. Am I right or what? Hoping the next week's Raw on the 13th will be just as great, and same with the 20th and 27th. I can feel that's going to be the case. I think this probably just a one-off is going to be what's that show, a premium live event feel, given that this is the first show on Netflix, and they're trying to make it something similar to WrestleMania to bring the fans to watch more of it until on the road to WrestleMania 41, and maybe even then some, so the fans could be well invested into the product for a long time, and I think they're doing a very successful job at it. And it tells me that Raw is definitely gonna be the top best show, the flag, their nickname, the flagship show, for the rest of the year, and maybe for the rest of the decade, I guess you could say. But yeah, well, I guess that'll be it for now. And I hope y'all Assassinators are staying safe and having an awesome Monday night. And I hope, if for those that watch Monday Night Raw, had a wonderful time doing so. And I'll see you guys on the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my Assassinators. Y'all take care and have an awesome night. And I will see you again tomorrow. And yeah, and I'm gonna be resting now, and good night.